So anyway, thank you again, everyone, for joining me today. Thank you if you're live, and thank you if you're watching the replay later. Just on Facebook today, not on YouTube, but I will download this to, or upload it, I guess, to YouTube afterwards. So yeah, we're in July, and so obviously we're the start of sale-a-bration and our new catalogue, which I can finally show you the inside of. So I thought I would just show you some of my favourite things in the new catalogue and in sale-a-bration, and then of course we'll make a card. So let me show you the card that I'm going to make, so that you'll know to stick around. You're definitely going to want to stick around for this one because I think it's so cute. So this is the card that I'm going to make today. Isn't that adorable? I love it. Now I did go a bit crazy with the stars or snowflakes, I guess. I realized afterwards maybe they're snowflakes. What do you think? Let's see, are there stars in the set? Well, no, there's another. I don't know. I think they're supposed to be stars. But anyway, I did go a bit crazy, so I think I'm going to do a few less this time. But other than that, I'm going to make it the same. So that's the card I'm going to make today. But let me show you, so stick around for that. So let me show you a few things in the new catalogue that are my favourite things. First of all, this suite on the front is definitely up there in one of my favourites. It's called, I think it's called the Lights Aglow suite, and you'll see more of that. So I have a few things tagged. So first of all, this suite, the Sweetest Christmas. I haven't got this yet, but it's obviously very traditional Christmas with the candy canes and the green and the red. And there are lots of fun things you can do with this. There's a die, this die that they've used on this card, and they've actually used it twice and kind of flipped it over so that you get that kind of almost like an Argyle design, right? And the paper, so here's the paper. I'll give you a quick preview of this. It's called the Sweetest Christmas Designer Series paper. So the dies actually cut out the candy canes on the paper, and they go in both different directions, so you can actually do the card like this, with them going the different ways. So here's a quick look at the papers, and lots of candy canes. Very traditional. And then here's the back, more just kind of stripes and things that will contrast. So that's paper. And this is called a mega suite. Hi Denise, how are you? Thanks for joining us. So this is a mega suite. So it has 2 stamp sets and dies, and lots of other accessories, ribbons and sequins and papers. And here's the 2 different. So that stamping out is very tricky. You really, you have to get both the stamp sets and the dies, really. See if I can zoom out just a touch. See both sides of the catalogue. Yeah, because this one has the candy canes and some sentiments, but then this one has all the banners. So you really got to get them all, right? Hi Colleen, good to see you. I like this little tag here, this little die. It's down here. You can use it to make little tags for the candy canes that they feed through. So that's really cute. I like that. And like the banners, how you can put all the different sentiments on. So that's a fun set. Moving on, this one is just really beautiful. Again, very traditional, the traditional colors and images, poinsettias and holly leaves, just really stunning. And here's the paper. I don't think I showed you the paper last week for this. And I'm not sure if the dies, there's not a poinsettia die, there's holly leaf dies. So let's see, are there leaves that, don't know if you could die cut these with the dies, I'm not sure. Maybe not, because they're, oh maybe, I'm not sure. I don't have this yet either. I have a long list. Here's the backs, more reds and greens. So that's boughs of holly. And these are my paper shares that I haven't distributed yet. So this is what my paper shares come like. You have a label on the front and with all the details and the coordinating colors. And then, of course, you have the option to get your cardstock pack to go with them. So that's Boughs of Holly. Very pretty holly leaf images that are kind of layering. It's a two-step stamps, and very pretty layering dies also. This bundle I really like because I like that it's kind of a traditional theme with the tree boughs and the ornaments, but it's kind of contemporary too, the style, and I like the font of the sentiment, so I do like this one. And there's cute little jingle bell trinkets that go with this. I'm not going to stop on every page, obviously. So this is the suite that's on the front cover, the Lights Aglow suite, and it's also, I think, just on the inside too. Look how pretty that is. And again, it's another one of those mega suites that has two bundles. But you could definitely, well, one has images and one has sentiments. So you could use them independently of each other. There's 3 different kinds of paper. I showed you this paper last week, so I won't show you that again. But there's also this paper that goes, that's called Festive Foils, that coordinates to, I love this soft succulent one with the snowflakes. Look how pretty that is. So that coordinates with the designer series paper, and then there's also some glimmer paper that's really pretty, and it's not like glitter paper where it's going to come off. It's just kind of glimmery. Look how pretty that is. That is Evening Evergreen, and then there's a gold. So you get 3. I don't know if you get 1 sheet of each or 2 sheets of each, but it's 12 by 12. Let's see, what does it say here? 6. So you get 2 sheets of each for $10. So pretty reasonable, because this goes a long way. You usually just use it for little accents, and it goes a long way. So really stunning. Love this stamp set. Look how pretty that is, and love the sentiments. And you get some tag dies too, so really pretty. This little Scotty dog I think is adorable, and this is a punch, a stamp and a punch bundle, and you've got a little plaid background, so I think he's really cute, and especially I'm a dog lover, of course, so anything with dogs and cats. This kind of a light-hearted stamp set too I think is really cute, called North Pole Mischief with the cat and the dog. I think that's really fun. I mean, there's lots that I love, but I'm trying to be, not go through everything. So this is the stamp set I'm going to be using today, and called Trees for Sale, and this coordinates with the dies that I'm going to be using that are in the sale-a-bration brochure. So I'll tell you more about that later, but this is again a 2-set stamp set. The trees are 2-step, and the cute little dog and the Trees for Sale sign, really cute. All right, this set I absolutely love, and I think might be for my Christmas cards this year. Look how pretty this card is right here, this one. Isn't that beautiful? But I love the simplicity of this, and I love the sentiments. And then over on this page, this sentiment set has really nice sentiments too. Very traditional Christmas, some religious sentiments. Kristen says, not sure which dies she means. Today's die. Oh, okay. The tree set die, the tree lot dies she has. Great. So you'll be able to make this card. The gnomes I think are really cute. The paper is fun. So let me see the paper, because the dies, you get there's 4 different gnomes, and you get a die for each gnome, and then you can cut them out. So this paper, the dies work with, so you can cut, if you don't want to stamp and color gnomes, you can just cut them out from the paper. That's really pretty, I think. And here we've got little foxes and gnomes and reindeer. This paper's really pretty. I love it. I love the colours too, the lovely soft colours. There's more gnomes and toadstools. Now, do you call them mushrooms or toadstools? If they're red like this, if they're pretty and red or spotted, I call them toadstools. But I know a lot of people just call them mushrooms. And then on the back, I've got some really pretty snowflakes, and these trees are really pretty too. More toadstool homes. So that's the gnome paper. Kind of non-traditional Christmas colours, but very pretty. Moving on here, we're into fall now. So this is the fall suite. It's called Rustic Harvest, and these beautiful rich colours. Look at these, and I have that paper here too. Show you Rustic Harvest. We've got pumpkins. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that beautiful? Love the colours on that. I love the dark background. And then look at this one too. Really pretty. And then on the back we've got all black and white. So that's fun. That one's really pretty, isn't it? With the acorns and the oak leaves. And this, I've ordered these, but they haven't come yet. These leaves and the embellishments. And I guess you get a bunch of these leaves. See, does it say 25 leaves? And you can make them into tags. They have a little hole. You can stamp on them or emboss on them. And they have a little hole. You can use them as a tag. And then there's these pretty amber gems that go with them. And look at this. This is very exciting. Our Embossing Buddy is back. And it comes in a set with, it's called an Embossing Additions Toolkit. So you get tweezers, a brush, the Embossing Buddy, and a little tray for your embossing powder. So we're all very excited that the Embossing Buddy is back. And the tweezers and the brush and the tray are awesome. Awesome accessories. All right, moving on, we've got this Gingham Cottage suite, and this, and the stamp set that goes with this, I love because it's kind of like an all occasion stamp set. It's got fall, so it says hello, grateful. It's got boo for Halloween. It's got Merry Christmas. And then some people just make life better. So you can use it for all occasions. And this paper is a great big pack. You get 48 sheets of this, and this works for kind of any occasion too. So really fun cards. And then let's see what else. Oh, this set here. Now this coordinates with another item in the sale-a-bration brochure. So this Ringed with Nature bundle works with this paper that is free with a $50 purchase. So this coordinates, you've got the little houses, and then you've got, what else? The acorns and oak leaves. We've got birds and flowers, and the little toadstools, which are here, and the similar kind of leaves. And then on the back, hi Christine, how are you? On the back, these tree rounds you can cut out with the dies, and it's one of those hybrid dies that works with an embossing folder. You can see the dies up here. So I'm thinking you can lie the die on here and cut out a bunch at once. But look how cute this is. They've cut them out once in a darker brown and then once in a lighter brown to give the effect of the tree. So I have this on order, so I'm excited to get that to see what it's like and what dies will work on the designer series paper. So I think we're near the end of my show and tell. Let's see what else I have marked here. Oh, and I have this one, which I've showed you before, and I didn't grab the paper for this, but this is that really pretty foiled. In fact, I have the bag. Do you remember I showed you this bag that is made with this paper right here, this one. So it's really stunning paper, and it's a specialty paper, so one side of all of the papers is foiled. Really pretty, the colours, I love the colours. Petal Pink, Soft Sea Foam, Pool Party, Fresh Freesia, and Sahara Sand. Or Sahara Sand, as some people say. I say Sahara. So anyway, that's kind of a few of my favorite things from the catalog. At the back, I love how they organize it. You get a picture of each bundle again, punch bundles and die bundles, and it's okay, so this part isn't in alphabetical order, but you get more ideas here too of ways to use them. And then at the very back, you've got all the stamps listed in alphabetical order, and all the dies and all the accessories, all the paper and all your accessories. So this is a great reference guide, and it gives you the page number and the order number and the price. So this is a really good, I'm always referring to these few pages here. And there is a cute host set and paper that you can get that I'll maybe show you another time. So that's the new catalogue in a nutshell. One other thing I wanted to tell you about that's going on during Sale-a-bration is this offer when you, if you sign up for the starter kit, there's always the great offer during Sale-a-bration. This time they've done something completely different. If you order the starter kit during July or August, you get this lovely planner. So it's an 18-month planner. So it starts in July and goes through till December next year. And there's little pockets here, and there's pockets at the back. You get stickers, 4 sheets of stickers. I know planners are like a big thing right now, aren't they? I have a planner, but I don't do all the, the stickers and the stamping and everything. But really pretty. Look at these lovely dividing pages, and then here's August, and then here's all your, you get a page for each, 2 pages for each week. And I've just put a few of I've just got till the end of the year, and then I've got all these in my drawer here to go in next year. So you can, put in as many as you like. Then not only do you get this, it has a magnet close. So isn't that pretty? Not only do you get that, but you get a stamp set. So if you like to stamp it in, you could use this in the planner or separately. You get a stamp set, and then you get 3 journals, and one is plain, one is dotted, and then one is lined. So that you get all free with a if you get the starter kit. So you pay $99, you get to choose $125 worth of product, and then you get free shipping, and then you get that planner. So I think it's a really fun idea. So if you're a planner person, then definitely think about whether that's something you'd like to do. All right, back to the cards. So again, this is the card I'm going to make today. Let me zoom in a little bit. It's better. And let me show you the stamp set and the dies again. Most of the samples I've been seeing with these in the catalogue and what people have been posting have been Christmas. But I'm not quite ready to do Christmas cards yet, although I do have some Christmas samples to show you too. But thank you, Christine. So this month is also World Watercolor Month. So I thought I would challenge myself to make a card using this Sale-a-bration item, but also do watercoloring. So that's what I've done today. So here are the dies. So these are free with $100 order. So they are, it's a little dimensional thing. So they are like the level 2, because you get a lot of dies, and these are usually, expensive to buy. So these are free with $100 order, and they coordinate with this stamp set that I showed you that's in the mini catalogue. So, and there's lots and lots of dies in here, as you can see. There's lights, and there's wreaths and bows and trees and signs and all kinds. So let me put those to one side a second. Let me show you some other cards that I've made that are Christmas ones. So here's this one. Look at this cute I love this little camper. It's so cute. So there's that one. And then Here's this one. And here's this one that has the little dog. Isn't that cute? So these are all dies. And then also I've got this little tiny box that this is kind of like a little belly band that comes off. And this holds 2 of the Ghirardelli chocolates. It's empty right now. I haven't eaten them. I just never put any in there. But my sister says she wants... Yeah, in England we call these a caravan. Here we call them a camper, but we call them in England a caravan. And yeah, isn't that... I love all the little decorations. So anyway, let's make this card. See, am I zoomed in all the way? Yes, I am. Let's see if I can zoom in just a little bit more. All right, so I'm going to start out with some watercolor paper. This is Stampin' Up's Fluid 100 watercolor paper that I'm going to be using. And I've got a piece that is 3.5 by 4 3/4, which is about half a sheet. The sheets are, I think, 7 by 5 by 7. So it's a little less than half a sheet. And let me get my little mat here. And a piece of grid paper. I got lots of stuff around me today. Trying to stay organized somewhat. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is these snowflakes are actually embossed, and I'm going to do those first, and then we'll do some embossed resist. So, or I'm calling them snowflakes, but I really want them to be stars. Do you think there's, see, on the set, where's the set? These are snowflakes, I think. So these to me are supposed to be stars, but I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to say they're stars because it's not snowy on my scene. But I'm going to do a few less than before. My parents actually had a camper like this that they towed behind their car, didn't they, Christine? Kind of looked a bit like that. All right, so I'm going to stamp a few, and I'm just going to do them, I think, closer to the top. Not be so crazy. I'm going to use my embossing powder on them, and then I'm going to see where I've stamped them, because I can't really see on the... So I've got white embossing powder. Okay, I don't know if you can see. Can you see where they are? Yeah. So I think that's probably good. I'm just going to do some that look like they're kind of going off the edge a little bit. But I want to do less than before, I think. I can see. Now I'm going to start adding more and getting crazy. All right, I'm going to leave it like that. Less is more. Oh, and then while I've got all my embossing stuff out, I'm also going to do my little sign. See, my little hi friend sign. So I'm going to stamp this also. And this sign is from this stamp set here. It's from Sit, Stay, Relax, the hi friend. That's what I'm using. So let's stamp that. Let me use my... And then I can die cut that also. So let's just stamp that. A little tiny. There we go. All right, put my embossing powder away, and then I can heat emboss those quickly. My heat gun here. I'm just going to turn it on and let it warm up for a second. Now you can do your embossing afterwards, but you'd have to wait for your watercolor panel to be really dry. Otherwise you're going to get embossing powder everywhere. And it's kind of fun to do it first and see how it reveals itself, you know. So let's do this one. Okay, now they're probably hard for you to see, but you'll see them when I do the watercoloring. All right, so for my watercoloring, I need Parakeet Party and Mossy Meadow. Let's turn them this way. Let's get organized here. Parakeet Party. Now, if you push down with your fingers really firmly, you can get some in the lid, but I'm using some re-inker also to kind of help me. Let's see if I can, because sometimes you get a lot and sometimes you don't. Oh, see, that one's good. So I probably won't need to add any to that. But the other two, I'm going to add a little drop of re-inker. So I've got Parakeet Party. And if you don't have the re-inkers, you could do the smush the block down onto the ink pad and, you know, use that kind of as your palette. All right, and then I've got my water painter from, you get a set of 3, and this is the fat one. And these, they, I don't know who made these, but they're like backwards. They unscrew the opposite way to which you'd think and screw the opposite way. So I couldn't get mine undone, and I thought, what is going on? And then I realized I was turning it the wrong way. So I do have a little pot of water here also, because, let me zoom out, back out again. Even though this is a water brush, I find that it's a little bit quicker to, hi Margaret. I find it's a little bit quicker to clean off the brush rather than squeeze, squeeze, squeeze all the time. So I'm going to wet it, and then also I'm going to wipe over my watercolor paper. So we're doing what's called a watercolor wash for the background, and like I say, it's World Watercolor Month. So I'm going to go in with Starry Sky first, and I want it nice and dark, and then hey, there's my stars. And then I'm going to go a little bit lighter towards the middle. And then I'm going to wash off my brush. I'll just wipe it off on my paper towel. And then I'm going to go into the Parakeet Party. Do some of that. I love doing this, so fun. I can go all the way to the bottom. And then I wanted kind of darker at the very bottom. So then I'm going to go into the, and this is very dark, so I'm going to be a little bit kind of cautious with this. Okay, then I'm going to rinse that off and kind of go back in and blend this a bit more. Maybe do a bit more. Now it's going to dry a little bit lighter, so you can just kind of go back and forth. Let's do a little bit more blue. Oops, that's a bit dark. That's all right. So I want these blended a little bit more. I think that's good. So we'll set that aside to dry. And then also what I'm going to do is I've got a little strip of cardstock, and I'm going to just do this green. And this is what I used for the trees here. So I'm just going to go all over with Parakeet Party. And it looks like I need a little bit more of that, so I'm going to put another drop. And of course, when you close these back up, it's fine that if there's some extra re-inker. I should have wet this paper first. That's the problem, I think. Let me squeeze some water. Make it just a little bit wetter. Yeah, it's fine when you close it up. And then I'm going to go in with some of the darker and just get a bit of a, I just want kind of a mixture of the two greens. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, that's good. So that's all the watercolouring done. So I'll set that aside to dry also. And then I'll close up all my ink pads. And then we're going to do some die cutting next. So very easy to do that watercolor wash. Let's move my water out of the way. All right, so let me grab, we're going to do some die cutting. I've got to die cut the all the little bits and pieces. So let's see, I've got a little, let's get all my supplies here. Now, I did already die cut the camper because that is out of this layer here that's going to go behind the watercolor panel. So this was the way that I could save a little bit of cardstock. I just cut it out from the middle because it's not going to show. So that's already done, a little camper. But let me see, let's get my dies. So I need, the top and the bottom are in one die. The little blue piece here is just one die. So I've got the pool party for that. Let's get my die cut machine, that way I can be doing this all at one time. Okay, I'm going to move I'm nervous about my water. I'm going to move it away onto a different counter. There we go. That would be bad, wouldn't it, if we spilled everything. Right, so I've got my pool party here for my, and then I need my trees. Let's see how much. Now I did do some panels for the trees ahead of time so that I wouldn't have to wait for those to dry. And then I've got, let's see what I can fit on here. So for these layers of the trees here, I'm using Mossy Meadow, and I've put some of the adhesive sheets on the back so that it'll make it easy to attach them. So I'm going to use this, the large tree, and then the medium-sized tree I need. So let's do those first. See if I can fit those through. Run those through. So there's my two little pieces of the camper. I'll put them to one side. And my trees. Probably should have run these back again, but I think they're okay. And all the little pieces, oh, that one came out fine. All the little pieces will probably come out when I peel off the backing. So that's the trees. And then I need the little sign. I need to do that. So I think I'll do that separately. So this is fun because all the dies work with the little mini die cut machine, and it's kind of like a little scene builder set. It's fun. And then I do need to do, I think the only other thing I need to do is I'm going to do the bottom half of the camper again because I cut off the wheels and the little towing hitch to put on in black. So, oh, and I need to do the trees. The other trees, don't I? I didn't need to do the whole thing, but I guess I did. So that's the camper. All right, now I just need to do the trees and then we're done with all the die cutting. So I'm going to get my this tree and the medium tree, and then my watercolor piece. We'll do those. And we're done. I'm getting my workout. I got my leg workout on my bike this morning, and now I'm getting my upper body workout, right? Whoops. So that's those. All right, so there's my trees. All right, so that's all the die cutting done. So let's put this to one side. Bring back all our little pieces. All right, so here's all our pieces. So I'm going to attach these little, I've got my glue. So I'm going to put a little glue on the bottom of the camper, the top. I looked online, and you know, this blue was kind of a very common color, you know, in the, I don't know, what would this be, 60s, 70s, I don't know. Did anybody have a camper like this growing up? And then I've got a piece of, if you see on the card, I put some vellum behind so that it looked like you were looking through the window. I didn't like it when it was just open. So I've got a little piece of vellum, and it's a bit long. Yeah, Vicky says she didn't, she loves the dies. She didn't order the stamp set. Yeah, I mean, you can use it a lot, obviously, without the stamps. I think the stamp set is really fun for Christmas. And I'm really nervous that the dies are only going to be around for a couple of months. So if you want them to make your Christmas cards, you've really got to get them now, because after August, they're not going to be available. And I'm kind of nervous. I think they're going to run out before, because they're telling us that the sale-a-bration items are while supplies last. So don't delay if you think you might want these for your Christmas cards. Isn't that cute? Oh, and then let's just do the black. So I'm going to cut off the wheel here. And I'm going to cut off this little towing hitch. And I'm just going to put them on too. Just a little tiny dab of glue. A little tiny dab. A little dab will do it, as they say. And then, of course, on the Christmas ones, you can decorate with the wreaths and the little garland. Let's see, which way does this go? This way. So cute. All right, now let's put the trees together. And then we can start assembling the card. Hopefully my panel will be pretty dry by then. Okay, so what I'm hoping is all the little pieces didn't come out. But I'm thinking that once I take the backing off, probably they will. Let's see. Oh, most of them. Might just have to poke out a couple. A little sticky. But it makes it easier, because they're so delicate, makes it easier than putting glue on. So there's that one. How easy is that? Oops. There's one. The trees look pretty watercolored behind, don't they? You don't have to do that. You could just cut them from green cardstock, obviously. But I thought while I had all my watercolor stuff out, it would just be fun to do that. Oh, let me take off, sorry, I'm off camera there. Let me take off the backing of this one. There we go. one. And like that. All right, so let's see, what else do I need to do? I've got my camper, I've got my sign. I don't need that. I think I'm good. The adhesive sheets. Yeah, so Kristen, to put them, she says she has the adhesive sheets and she's got to remember how to use them. They're really easy. All you got to do is you're going to peel off one side. They come with as like two sides that you peel off. You peel off one side, put them onto the back of your cardstock, and then do your die cutting or whatever, and then you'll just peel off the other side when you're ready to you know, adhere them, and it just makes it into kind of like a sticker. All right, so this is almost dry. I think it's fine. So if you did your embossing afterwards, you would have to make sure that your watercolor panel was really, really dry, because if it's just a little bit damp, then the embossing powder sticks all over it. So you could use your heat gun on it, but I like doing it beforehand. So let's start assembling. So this is going to go, let's see, this is going to get stuck onto this white piece. So, and this isn't too warped actually, but if your watercolor panel has got a bit warped, then just, you can use liquid glue, or just make sure that I'm going to really try and kind of go towards the edge and make sure that I use plenty of adhesive here to make sure it really sticks to the matte layer. Mine is not too warped actually, it's pretty good. So this is going, so this matte layer is, let's see, where's my note? 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. So it's just a little bit bigger than this. And then I'm going to put some twine around. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to put some adhesive on each side towards the bottom. And then I'm going to just stick my twine. I want it quite near the bottom. I'm going to stick that into the adhesive, and then I'm going to go around. I've got adhesive all over my fingers. I'm going to go around once, twice. I want 3 times on the front. Yeah. And I can cut this off. And I can adjust this, so don't worry about being really precise at the moment. And then I'm going to stick this onto my card base. I am just one sticky mess. I've got glue all over my thumb and finger. Now this is a Sahara sand card base. This is just a regular 8.5 by 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So this is just going to go in the middle. And then we can start putting on all our little bits and pieces. So once you've done the watercoloring and the die cutting, it's actually fairly easy. So I'm just going to, I'm not going to pop this one up on dimensionals, the bigger tree. I'm just going to adhere this to the background. And I'm going to put it kind of fairly near the top and just about there, I think. Then I'm going to put dimensionals on my camper and my other tree. Actually, let me get big dimensionals. I think I can use big ones. So cute. And then on the tree, I'm going to have it overlapping the camper. So I just want dimensionals on one side. So I'm going to use little ones here. So I'm just going to put 2 on that side. So let's put the camper on. I love how bright and cheery this is. I thought this would be a great card for someone who likes camping or the outdoors. So I should have pulled that down before I stuck it onto the card base, but that's okay. So I'm going to set the camper kind of like about like that. Like that. And then we'll take that other tree. I'm going, what's the time? 10 to 1. Okay, I was going to say, I think I'm going a little bit long today, but it's a cute card. It's worth it, right? And I'm going to stick this one just like this. So the dimensionals are going to stick on that side. Oh, so cute. I love it. Love it when a plan works out. All right, and then, so what happened with this, how this evolved, and I've lost my little, oh, here's my little sign, was I couldn't decide what to do with my sign because it needed something. I thought it was just kind of going to be in mid-air, and I thought, well, I could take a blend, a marker, and kind of paint in some dirt or something that it's sticking into. But I came up with the idea that if I tied my, and I should have spread these out a little bit, see if I can do so. If I tied my bow here, I would just kind of stick it and then sign in there, and I thought that looked cute. So I'm just going to thread some, and I like to tie the bow afterwards. I'm not very good at tying bows right onto the card. Let's cut a piece of twine off. So I like to do it this way. So I'm just going to tie a bow here. And then I can adjust it. I can move it along I can move it back and forth to the right spot. So there's that. Thank you, Margaret. Yeah, I thought it was cute, and I was happy that I could incorporate some watercolor into it and do a non-Christmas. And like I say, I think this would be a really fun masculine card for someone, for someone that likes camping or the outdoors. So I'll do a couple of little dimensionals here. And I wasn't quite ready to do too much Christmas yet, although a lot of people do Christmas in July, don't they? And see, that way we can stick that in there, and then it doesn't look like it's, go a little bit lower. Doesn't look like it's like floating in midair then. Just tuck that under. You could put a glue dot there if you wanted, just to make it. So then what I did on the inside, so there's this one, there's that one. I like it with less stars or snowflakes. Well, there, I think so. I won't be crazy with this one. So I did Hi Friend, and then inside I did Wish You Were Here. Thanks, Denise. So let's just do, oh, I didn't get a piece of, or did I get? I didn't get a piece for the inside. Let's see, I have this piece of watercolor I could use. Thank you, Vicky. So this is actually watercolor paper, so I wouldn't use that on the inside, but I will do it as I forgot to get a piece. So let's just do that. So I'm going to do the sentiment, and that sentiment is from the same set, the Sit, Stay, Relax, Wish You Were Here. But you could make it a birthday or, you know, whatever you like. So let's do Wish You Were Here. And I'm using the Starry Sky ink for this. I'll do that there. And then I've got the tree, and I'm just using the one layer of the tree. There are actually 2 layers. It's a 2-set stamp, but I'm just using the one layer, the detailed layer. I'm going to do this on here because I'm going to go off the edge of the card just a little bit. Oops, I think my Mossy Meadow needs re-inking. So I'm just going to go off just a touch. Yeah, I kind of liked that effect of just the single layer. And then we've got the little doggy, and let's see, so I did the paw prints in soft suede, and I did the doggy in Sahara sand. So let's do the little paw prints. Make sure I get them going the right way. So cute. And then here's the little doggy. So Sahara Sand. You could do the little doggy whatever color, obviously. And we'll just do him. I think it'll smooth out as it dries, but it might be the watercolor paper too. But then what I did to finish him off, I took my marker. This is an early espresso marker, but you could do a soft suede or something dark or black even actually. And I just drew, and I don't know if you can see here, I've got little patches and I drew his eyes and his nose in. This may not show up that much because it needs to dry a little bit, but oh yeah, I think it will. So I did the tip of his nose and his eye, and then I did the tip of his tail, and then I did kind of a little dark bit on the bottom of his paws for his claws maybe, and then I just drew a patch on his back, and then I did another little one down here. Cute. And then we'll stick that inside. Another one. Actually, it looks nice with the watercolor paper because it's slightly off-white, which I think looks nice. Right, so let's clear the decks a little bit. So there's the two. That's the one from today, and then there's the one I did yesterday. And then let me show you the other Christmas ones. So there's this one with the cute camper all decorated for Christmas. And here's this one with the tree lot. And then this one. And then here's that little box. So what do you think? Is this on your list? Whoops, I got another watercolor. Is this on your list to get? So like I say, this does need a $100 level to get the dies, but I think it's so worth it. And maybe you could go in with a friend. I've got 2 customers that come to my class that they purchase their things together and then they share. So maybe you could find a friend and you could put a $50 order in each, and that way you could share the dies. But anyway, I think it's just adorable. I love that little camper, and this is going to definitely stay around in my collection long after sale-a-bration ends. And hopefully the dies won't run out too soon. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, and yay, I made it through I had a little streaming interruption right at the beginning, but I restarted and seemed to be fine. So again, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. It was fun, and I will see you all next week with another sale-a-bration product. So have a great week, everyone. Bye for now.